Hi guys, so we are going to be working on 1-point perspective. There are a couple of different projects leading up to our final project. So this will be working with boxes, and we're going to turn the boxes into three-dimensional forms, and then we're going to turn those forms into cylinders, just a few of them, and then we're going to work on a train depot. And then we are going to go to your final project, which will be your final exam. The first thing I want you to do is take a piece of paper. You're going to fold it in half long ways, hot dog style, and you can just open it. That's going to be your horizon line. So this fold, which you maybe cannot see, is your horizon line. You do not have to draw the horizon line. I will draw it just so you can see it on camera here. Hopefully you can see it. Right in the middle, I just want you to make a dot. That is going to be your vanishing point. This is 1-point perspective, so this dot in the middle is your vanishing point. Okay, I'm going to zoom this in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, by the way, I should tell you, you need a 12 by 18 sheet of paper. You will need a pencil, an eraser, and a ruler. And I am also going to see if I can close my window so there's not so much light. So maybe that'll help a little bit. Yep, it does. Okay. So here we go. The first thing I need you to do is to draw a series of boxes. So with your ruler, try and make them as straight as possible. In the top right-hand corner, you're just going to draw a rectangle. In the middle, we'll draw a square. Rectangle. I think I'll draw these with black permanent markers so you can see them as well. A square right above your vanishing point. I just prefer for you to draw in pencil. And down here on the bottom, actually let's go on the actual horizon line. I'm gonna kind of give you guys a little bit of a shortcut. We're not gonna draw all of them like in class, but let's just get these done. It's easier to do this step by step in class than it is at home, I think. So I'm gonna have mercy on you guys. And then let's draw let's draw a short rectangle down here. So in class, they are doing 9 boxes. You will be doing these 4, okay? So this is what you need to draw on your paper at home right now. So you can pause this here, get these drawn, and then press play again once you're caught up. Okay? I am going to draw this first part with a red permanent marker. Maybe I can, actually I'll use green so you can see it. Okay, we're gonna start with the top left rectangle. Starting with the bottom left corner, I'm gonna have you draw the first line that goes to your vanishing point. So line your ruler up, draw it to the vanishing point with pencil because you will be erasing some of that. This is called an orthogonal line. Orthogonal lines are the lines that go from your object to the vanishing point. Now you're going to go with the bottom right corner to the vanishing point and the top right corner to the vanishing point. So we just made 3 orthogonal lines to the VP, the vanishing point. And all of these go to our horizon line, which is your fold. One thing that's important to remember when doing 1-point perspective is your verticals always stay vertical. So what I usually do, we're gonna make our box here, our 3-dimensional box, which will be a form. A shape is 2-dimensional, a form is 3-dimensional. We're gonna line our ruler up with the edge of our rectangle, scoot it down, try and keep it vertical, and connect it. You're just connecting the first two. So verticals always stay vertical. Sometimes I see students drawing fences and then they lean their fence posts in thinking that they should be leaning towards the vanishing point, and it makes your fence look like it's falling. No matter what, you have to keep your verticals vertical. Verticals always stay vertical. Now this horizontal line underneath your box, we're gonna now connect it from the line we just finished at. So slide your ruler down, connect that horizontal line. And there we just drew our box. You can erase anything after your box. So I would erase these 3 after the box. Keep it here, here. Okay, so let me darken that for you. We're keeping these sections. All right. You're going to do the same thing with our square. This time we're starting, since we're right above this, we're going to start with the bottom left corner to the vanishing point, bottom right corner to the vanishing point. If I were to line up this corner to the vanishing point, you can see that it goes behind my box, so I don't need to draw that. Same with this top left corner, it goes behind my box. So we would draw that if we're drawing a transparent box, but we're not doing that, so not yet anyway. So we only need to draw those 2 lines. Line up your ruler with the horizontal line, slide it down until it's as thick as you want it, and there's your 3-dimensional box. You can erase what is below to keep your paper clean, or if you want to keep it, it's fine. I just usually have everybody erase it because in the end we end up with tons of lines. So there's my box. This is mostly how you're going to be drawing your 1-point perspective cities. That's what we're going to lead into. You're going to start with, you're going to find a reference photograph. So you could pick Paris or Egypt or downtown Cleveland or whatever you want for your 1-point perspective city. We're going to draw a street or a street corner. And you're going to start in your photograph, you should see buildings that kind of look like they're going back. When you start to draw, you may forget, okay, how do I start doing this? You're actually going to start with the building closest to you. So it may end up off the side of the page, but you would always start with a rectangle, or at least part of a rectangle. So this looks most like how we are going to be drawing our cities, this one right here, since it's sitting with the horizon line going in between it. So for this one, we're going to start with the top left corner to the vanishing point, bottom left corner to the vanishing point, and then you would just see how deep do you need your building. So maybe I want my building that deep. Then you can erase this and keep this part. So I'm going to darken that for you. With our last one, we are going to be doing this small rectangle down here. It's just like the top one. So you're going to start top right, left corner to the vanishing point. This is an orthogonal line. Top right to the VP, orthogonal line. Bottom right to the VP, orthogonal line. How deep do you want your box to be? You are going to line your horizontal line up, slide the ruler back to keep it nice and horizontal. And don't forget, verticals always stay vertical. So this is a vertical, slide it over, connect your box. You can erase these lines while I darken the edges. That was part one of our practice, drawing boxes into three-dimensional forms. That was all that we did on day one. Day two will start now. I will be going ahead and showing you how to make these transparent or glass. Okay. You still need a ruler, your piece of paper, a pencil, and an eraser. I will be using permanent marker. Today I'm going to use orange just so you can see the difference of what we did from our class yesterday to what we're doing soon. So this is day two. We're going to be turning this box into transparent glass. So we're taking the one that we did not use, the corner that we didn't use last time, line the ruler up. This time we're going to connect it to the vanishing point. So I just drew straight through it. And now I have to line up my back corner. Verticals stay vertical. So this lower bottom corner, I'm going to line it up with a vertical line, line my ruler up with a vertical line, slide it over until I see that corner. That is a vertical line. Where that hit the orthogonal line should line up perfectly horizontally to this corner over here. So where this vertical line meets my orthogonal line that I just drew, that should be nice and even and straight. So you should be connecting it with a horizontal line. There's our transparent box. I'm going to darken that for you so you can see what I keep. You can erase the rest. So I would erase everything else. Now we're going to do the same thing with this box. So on this top left corner, line it up with the vanishing point, your ruler. Draw a line. Top right corner, line it up with the vanishing point. Draw a line. Here's where it seems kind of weird and tricky, but we're going to draw a vertical line until it hits the orthogonal lines that you just drew. So I line up my ruler with this vertical line, slide it over until I hit that back bottom corner, vertical. I'm going to do the same thing over here, slide it over, vertical. And then you can see where they should meet horizontally. Now, since we're human, we're not a computer, these may not line up perfectly, but just do the best that you can with it. They may be a little wonky, that's okay. So now I'm going to darken this so you can see what we're keeping. And you can erase the little leftover orthogonal lines. Okay, so do you see the part that we erase? We're going to do the same thing with this one over here to the right. So find the far right corner that we haven't touched yet. Line up your ruler with the vanishing point in that far right corner. Draw your orthogonal line. Bottom right corner, orthogonal. Then you're going to take your left side of your form and connect it horizontally. So what I like to do is line up my ruler with the top of that box, slide it down until I can see that it touches that corner, and you draw the horizontal line until it hits the orthogonal line. I'm going to do the same thing here. Draw that line until it hits the orthogonal line. Looks like a backwards or a C. Now you're going to connect it with a vertical line. Verticals stay vertical. I'm going to darken what you keep. You can erase the rest. Don't forget, you can just pause this, erase, and go. That way it'll be cleaner for you. I can't erase permanent markers, so I just darken it for you. Now we're going to go to this bottom one, and then we're finished with this part, and I will show you how to make cylinders. Line up your vanishing point with this bottom left corner. Vanishing point, ruler, bottom left corner. All we have to do with this one is we're going to go vertical and horizontal where they meet. So I'm lining up my ruler with a vertical line, slide it over, hit that back left corner to my orthogonal, line up your horizontal line, and I'm going to connect the two. With this middle corner. You can erase everything else. That's what we're keeping. If you wanted to color code yours and keep it just like this, I don't care, as long as you can see the form in there. I want you to take a picture of this and post it to the Google Classroom where it says transparent boxes. Take a photo, post it, show me this part. This is worth 20 points, 5 points apiece. Okay? We're gonna do a cylinder real quick and a cone. I'm gonna show you using these two boxes. I wanna show you how we make an elliptical cylinder. Well, an elliptical circle that we turn into a cylinder. So if you think about the rectangles as some place where we can make little marks to make a little snowflake. For example, if I wanted to draw an X, I can just kind of draw an X in here. And then I'm looking at the first rectangle, give it a plus. Then what we would do is draw our cylinder to where it meets the plus, but it also takes about a quarter off of each side of the X, if you can kind of see that. So that's how I would draw my elliptical circle. So it meets the edges where the plus would be formed, but I took about a quarter of the X off. See the X? okay? That's how you would make a perfect elliptical circle. So if I was doing it on this, I would make my X, my plus, and then I would take a quarter off of the X, but it touches the edge of the plus. And sometimes the cylinders or the ovals are very odd shaped. That's okay. So I'm gonna turn this into a cylinder. There's my plus, my X. It hits my plus, takes a quarter off the X. There's my back cylinder. Or my back elliptical circle. Now I can connect the two, and that would give me, like, if I were to draw a soup can going back in perspective, then you can see that here's my oval. It's kind of hard to see since I have so many lines, but in reality, it kind of looks like this. Hopefully you can see that now. And then you could just shade it, you know. You can turn this into anything. Maybe it's if you're drawing like a country scene and this is a hay bale on its side. Maybe if you're drawing a big piece of artwork, like Andy Warhol's soup cans, and you can turn this into a soup can. You know, it could be a tanker truck. So that's how you would draw this. They relate. We're gonna do the same thing down here just so you can see, but we're turning this one into a cone. So remember step one, we're going to form an X. We're gonna give it a plus, and that's how we get our elliptical circle. To get the center of something, we always just form an X. Here's our center. I'm going to cut the corners off by a quarter, but I touch the plus. And I know I want to go to that center back there. Connect the lines. There's my cone. So it kind of looks like this. What could this be? I don't know. Party hat. Ice cream cone. You could turn it upside down. Maybe you want to make an ice cream cone sign in your city, like on the side of a building. This would be the opposite way. So it would be hanging this way, you know, because you are going to have to make a cone and a cylinder in there somewhere. You could make this as a plant holder, sitting on the edge of a building, and maybe you have plants coming out of it. I don't know, it's up to you. This is finished. This is all you have to do for this. Take a picture of your cylinder, your cone, take a picture of the whole thing, turn it in. This is worth 4 points, okay? 2 points and 2 points.